Hey, today we're talking are aluminum Ranger boats good boats? We're going to focus just on the aluminum portion of Ranger. If you don't know me, I am Captain Matt, the author of the book Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon, host of the channel, and let's jump in to answer this question. So, first of all, let's talk about the history of Ranger aluminum boats. They were founded in 1968 by Forrest and Nina Woods in Flippin, Arkansas. They had a lot of innovation. This was, they started in the aluminum, went to fiberglass, and have stayed in both for a while, but aerated live wells, foam-filled flotation. They sold to the Thompson Company in 87. They sold to Genmar Holding in 91, which was an Irwin Jacobs company that owned a bunch of different brands. They went bankrupt in 2010. They were acquired by Platinum Equity, and then they were acquired in 2014 by Bass Pro Shop. They're still, though, built in Flippin, Arkansas. So I think it's important to know the history of a brand because over time they change. Each time, especially a private equity company comes in to buy them, that means a lot of times that they're focused on squeezing the profit out and then exiting at a high point, and they're not usually boat people. So anyway, Ranger, they build their bass boats, their deep Vs, their inshore boats. They've got some center console models, a ton of different layouts. You can see as we go through, their MSRPs are posted. So what, 28,000 going up to 60, mid 60s on their deep Vs, getting up even higher on some of them. They do tiller handles, they do bass boats in the aluminum. But the real question is, are Ranger aluminum boats good boats? And the answer is, yeah, they certainly are. I talk more about comparing them in my best and worst aluminum fishing boat video, where I actually go to boat shows, go shop these aluminum fishing boats, and show you what I find, the things that are worrisome, the things that they do real well. And I get all that research in one big long video. So check that out if you're in the market. Now, let's take a look at the Ranger. I don't know why I've got the wrong one here, but we've got Ranger is 0.1 to 0.25, and they weld. They're welding their boats. We're not going to get into the riveted versus welded conversation. I've got a video on that you can check out. But, you know, if you look compared to the competition, good solid gauge aluminum, good thickness in the aluminum. They robotically weld their boats. Again, they're owned by Bass Pro. So Bass Pro owns all of Tracker. They own Tracker boats, Sun Tracker, Ranger, Regency pontoons. They do a lot of aluminum boat building, so they can buy at scale. They put only Mercuries on the boats, and they've got some efficiencies which allow them to keep their price down by the robotics, which not all manufacturers can have that level of automation. Really hard to do in the boating industry, and they've got a lot of scale in buying in bulk from their vendors. They do the closed cell foam filled for safety and support. Again, that was an innovation they had back in the 40s or 50s, whenever it was. That gives you a more solid and more safe ride. So safety is if you do puncture the hull, hey, you're not going to go down. You're not going to take on water and sink. You're going to go down a little bit, but that foam's going to kick in and give you the buoyancy. The support, it also just gives you extra, a solid feel under your feet when you're running a Ranger boat. But also, you know, it keeps that, if you figure this was filled with foam, it wouldn't crinkle and crack as much, which means that you don't have that oil canning going on, which is, if you've done this to an aluminum can, and my kids do it all the time, they're playing with their cans, eventually it breaks, gets a hole in it, they cut their finger. Well, that same concept happens in aluminum boats, where if you get that flex and you get that aluminum starting to bend, eventually it's going to fail. Exclusive Mercury engines, and they do a 5-year bow to stern warranty, limited lifetime on the external seams, so those welds. And because they're Bass Pro and Cabela's, they do have independent dealers as well, but they offer their no haggle price. This is the boat, these are the options, here's the price, add delivery and sales tax, and boom, you're on your way. So that's how they do it, a real simple buying process. Now, what I want to encourage you to do is, if you're in the market for an aluminum fishing boat, I want you to grab my free Boat Buyer's Toolkit. It's a 40-page toolkit that'll help you go through, make sure you're finding the right boat, evaluate boats, and make sure that you're making the best possible decision. It's a really super helpful toolkit. Grab that. If you've owned a Ranger, tell us what year and what model, and give us your opinion. What, good experience, bad experience? Tell us about it in some detail to share that with the community. And remember, life truly is better on a boat. Hey, give us a thumbs up too if you found it valuable.